thought I would make a video showing the internals of an LG dual inverter window air conditioner. So starting with the front panel, you have, well, the usual control panel. You have this IC here, which is an ST LED 316, etc. I believe it's probably just an LED driver. Probably have a control IC here. I can't see what it is because it's covered by the firmware revision label. Also down here you have the Wi-Fi module. Then moving to the AC itself, here is basically just a junction box without much in it. You have an MVC jig connector, whatever that is, some chokes, but yeah, it's basically just a junction box. Where it gets interesting is here, which is the main board containing the inverter, well, the inverters, plural, because there's two of them, and the power factor correction circuit. So, well, as you can see, I have the control area here, and all of this is basically power circuit. Looking at it on the other side is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, doing this one-handed isn't great. So you have the big heatsink right here. You have two huge capacitors in there. They're 250 volts, 2 millifarads. And yeah, basically if that holds still, yeah, you have the mains AC coming in here. Keep in mind this is a 120 volts model, it's not a 220. So the AC comes in here. You have two wires going down to what they call the reactor right here, if you can focus, which is this. You basically have the main microcontroller. Again, I can't tell what it is because it's covered. Then you have most of the power devices are under here. So the power factor correction circuit and the inverter for the compressor are under this heatsink. Sorry. Then if this just holds, yeah, the three phases for the compressor connect there. This smaller heatsink with the smaller wires are for driving the fan. So basically this fan here, which is that drives the exterior fan and the interior fan. This is a brushless DC motor. I'll be able to get a better shot of that in a minute. And yeah, this is the low voltage power supply, switch mode power supply. And that's pretty much it. So we can also have a look at the, well, rough schematic, which is here. As I've seen before, and you might have seen if you've watched my other video on the on the LG dual inverter window EC, there's a power factor correction circuit in here. I've made a little diagram, which is right here. Of the the rough circuitry of this thing. So it's somewhat unusual, to me at least, in that you have the AC coming in here, goes to a current transformer, which is this guy here. Then it goes into the reactor there, which is a 2.5. Well, it says it's 6 millihenry on it. I've measured 4.5 with my cheap meter. It's probably 6 millihenry at 60 hertz, and then 4.5 at whatever higher frequency my meter was measuring at. DC resistance is, well, too low to be measured with my meter. Then it basically feeds two full bridge rectifiers, one of which directly connects to the big capacitors, these two big boys here, and the second one, which is very interesting, basically gets shorted out by an IGBT. What I believe this does is that it shorts the reactor, basically shorts the reactor to neutral, basically charging it, and when this goes open, the reactor will then discharge into the capacitors. So basically that will allow you to control how the current is drawn and get a somewhat reasonable power factor. Usually, well, most of the times I've seen it, it's done with only one full bridge rectifier. I'm not quite sure why they use two. If you have an idea, leave a comment. But yeah, also as I said, this is the 120 volts model. Maybe the 220 is different. So that's pretty much it. I've had the unit for one summer so far. It's fairly dirty, but I really like it. It's very quiet. Well, much quieter than any other window AC I've seen. Not as quiet as the mini split, but anyway. So if I just try to get a better shot of the motor for the fan, we can get to see this here. Come on, focus please. Yes, so it's a brushless DC, 3-phase. It says DC 310 volts, which is odd because it's, well, 3-phase AC. But anyway, also you'll have noticed, if you've tinkered with window AC units, you'll notice that the motor is quite a bit smaller than what you usually see. This is most likely due to the fact that this is a brushless DC motor, and usually other window ACs will use a single-phase AC induction motor, which have very low starting torque. So by having a inverter-driven motor, they're able to make it a lot smaller and probably a lot cheaper. So there it is. Thank you for watching.